me take this point across to Major Mohammad Ali Shah. Sir, do you think that, like Major J.K.S. Parihar mentioned, Major General J.K.S. Parihar mentioned that, India needs to open its communication with Taliban. Even if India opens up backdoor communication with Taliban, you think that Taliban will fall in line with India, Taliban, what should be discussed with Taliban then? If India opens its doors to Taliban, opens its doors, the talking channel, the communication channel with Taliban.
I totally agree with General Parihar, and I think he made a very, very valid point over there. Because that's the only option left with us at the moment. Reportedly, what I am beginning to learn is Taliban has also put checkposts at the airport now. And they are not allowing any movement over there. So people who are stranded. And India is to evacuate the remaining citizens in the next 48 hours before even US tries to evacuate them. Now, secondly, what Taliban has done, they have immediately released terrorists from ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Taliban. They have released them, which were there with the Afghan military, with the Afghan police. They have released them straight away, which means now the terrorists would be leashed out to the world. Go. Have a field day, go across the world, do what you want. It's about time the entire world has to unite against this. And it's going to be a sorry state of affairs because people who are trapped over there, and if then Taliban puts a checkpost at the airport, what else do? We have to actually come into communication with them, open a channel of backdoor communication, negotiation, and because it's going to be very, very dangerous for them. And yesterday when the Afghan president resigned, and the Taliban took over the palace of Kabul and they have taken over Afghanistan completely. Apart from imposing Sharia law, which I think is a very minor thing, they are barbaric. They are literally barbaric and ruthless. But best what Taliban is good at, I will tell you, they are only hiding somewhere. They'll hide somewhere and they will put a bomb and they'll run away from there. They can only attack women and children. Only cowards do that. And cowards die many times before the death. The valiant never face death. But once. This was said by William Shakespeare. So, Taliban is going to create mayhem across the world actually. And it's about time the whole world has to unite together and actually come to and stop this mayhem that Taliban has been doing. And the only way forward is what General Parihar rightly brought out. That is the only way. We are cornered. There is no other, I don't see any other way. Because even if we send flights, the world sends flights. The US is sending 5,000 troops to have a safe passage of their people back home. I mean, the Britain government had sent 600 troops to have a safe passage. But tell me one thing, all the aircraft, all the troops, all the protection provided to them, but when they seal the bottleneck of the airport, what else do we do? Communication. That's the only way forward now, I feel.
Major Mohammad Ali Shah, now India has a lot of investments in Afghanistan, so much so that India actually built the parliament of Afghanistan. Then India also built several libraries in Afghanistan. There have been several investments by India in Afghanistan. Talking about United States has also poured in a lot of money, trillions of money has been poured in by United States in these many decades. Why do you think United States, the way that United States left the country, there was no plan whatsoever for the country of Afghanistan to be laid on, to further move upon, and now that this country is in turmoil, who do you think will benefit the most? Who do you think, is United States also going to be also going to be benefited out of this? Because when United States withdrew its troop from Iraq, Iran and Iraq got its hands full with Iran and Syria. Then we have China, whose BRI projects will now be halted. Pakistan will be wagging its tail after Taliban. Russia has been silent, but Russia will be one of the pivotal players which will benefit out of it. Where does it leave? Where does it leave to the world? Like you mentioned, that that Taliban will allow now, terrorists can flee anywhere in the country now. They can fly anywhere in the country or in the nearby areas without any without any control over.
No, whoever is going to benefit is going to be any forces that are anti-US. For example, China. Pakistan will benefit the most because they've already sent in 10,000 Taliban supporters from Pakistan, and they've crossed over to Afghanistan. Already they are there supporting the Taliban. Russia is going to benefit from it. India will be at a loss. The Gulf countries, some of them are going to be at a loss. US will not benefit actually from it, because it was US withdrew its troops from Baghdad base without telling anyone. Why? Because they felt they could do it. Who's going to question them? They can do what they want. They are in power right now, so it is completely that way. One can do what you want. We will withdraw. We have the power, so we will withdraw. It was like that. Now, US, which actually was responsible in forming Taliban per se, later on until 2001, Osama bin Laden turned around and attacked the Twin Towers in US, Pentagon. That's a different story. And then when US sent in the troops, they already have spent over $3 trillion in the last 2 decades in Afghanistan. 241,000 people have been killed in Afghanistan. 2,442 US troops have lost their lives. More than 20,000 US soldiers have been wounded. They spent $90,000 billion in preparing the troops in Afghanistan. India has made investments in Afghanistan. They have trained the school teachers, their sub-staff. They have invested in the dam. They have invested in various projects. Now, when Taliban takes over, all that goes for a wash. So all the it's like, you and I, for example, if a normal person invests in an FD in a bank, he puts in money and the bank only closes. So all the savings that you have put in the bank goes on a waste and gets washed out. Same way, exactly the same example I'm giving over here. So it is a big loss, and terrorists would be having a field day. They can roam around where they want in the world. They have already released the terrorists. So Taliban is a very, 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 very dangerous precedent that is going to be set. Now the only way forward is, as General Parihar rightly mentioned earlier, is only through communication. I'll give you another small example over here. If in a game of chess, or if in a normal forget a game of chess, if you are cornered by some bullies and you are single and they are 5-6 gundas surrounding you, would it be bravado to fight back with them? No. You can't surrender. Either you are brave. So the best way is come forward and negotiate, and then tell them, okay, listen, let's work out some peace over here. Let's work out an arrangement. That is the only way forward. I don't see anything else apart from this, any other way. If there's any other way, we would have been very happy. Now, another thing, surprisingly, very surprisingly, this case of 3 engineers who were working at the Afghan dam, and despite the Indian government advisory for every citizen to leave the country, surprisingly, some, not all of them, some Indians are refusing to leave Afghanistan, and surprised of that. They should follow the Indian advisory very clearly and find a way out from there, because a stitch in time saves 9. And the most amazing part is, in the next 48 hours, 2 days, India will complete its operation of rescuing all its countrymen before US completes it. That's a very, very good sign by India again.
Investments that have been made by India in Afghanistan, all of them were made in good, all of them were made with good belief, and it was also sort of false belief that United States will stabilize the country, but United States will stabilize the country. But now that that's not the situation. Do you think that Indian investments in Afghanistan are in vain now, or is it something that Taliban will realize the geostrategic realities, or is it something too, too much for Taliban to understand all those things?
Too much for Taliban to understand it. They're too barbaric. They are too backward. They are too in their own primitive world. I really hope and pray they do understand that. It's like, if someone gives you a gift, for example, we had given a chopper to Afghanistan. We had trained a military person in India. We had made a whole lot of investment, but then it's heartbreaking to see what is happening in Afghanistan, and all those investments would be shattered. It's so unfair. It is. I'll give you an example. It's like you and me investing our money in an FD, and the whole thing was going shattered. But now, if the bank closes, it's an example, an analogy I'm giving. If the bank closes, and if the government or someone said, okay, we'll refund the investment we had made, then it makes sense. Recently, Afghanistan, the Taliban was seen destroying the buildings, the structures we had made in Afghanistan. Our soldiers, many of them, for peacekeeping, they were martyred in Afghanistan. For what? Taliban is just creating a ruckus, and it's about time now. because if not now, then never. It will never happen again. The whole world, you have to join the hands. After watching the hands of sport, that's a different story. I'm so sorry to be on the light side. But we have to communicate with Taliban. We have to keep our channels of communication open, be it backdoor. But that is the only way. That's the only way.
You know, the latest visuals that we are gathering right now on the screen is from Washington, D.C., where Afghan nationals are protesting against the Biden administration, against the United States administration. Afghan nationals are raising slogans that Biden betrayed them, United States betrayed them. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, last 30 seconds, your thoughts, sir?
You know, it's almost like US gave Afghanistan on lease for 20 years. All right. So they built infrastructure, Indians built roads, dams, invested over there, and then taking it back. Now, then you get loan free, very good strategy. Look at this, I mean, it's on the right side I'm saying. It's like, you know, I'll give you another analogy. You go on rent to stay in someone's house for 11 months lease. And then, after that, the owner takes it back and you make all arrangement, all modifications in the house, all that you do. And then the owner takes it back. It's exactly the same situation. I will correlate it with this. And also, one more thing through your channel, I would tell all the Indians who are stuck there to please take the Government of India advisory very seriously. And please, if you're watching us, please evacuate from there urgently, because we do not want a repeat of what happened in Iraq or Libya, where the Government of India issued advisory for Indians to leave. And at that time, some of the Indians refused to leave, and later on they cried for SOS help. They asked for evacuation. That situation should not arise.
Right, sir. Thank you for joining us on the broadcast. Thank you, Major Mohammad Ali Shah. And